to entity, right? Employee, create a database, right? Create table, employee, right? Schedule or schedule to CRUD operation. Hmm? CRUD operation on both of the above tables, right? Use stored procedure, use plain query and procedure. Start the database. So first of all, we will open SQL. So I have installed SQL Server 2019 on my machine. So we will create a database company 101. Company 101 we will be creating. So we can use the query and the chart both way. So I will create a database, create database, and do this same database will be created. Either we can work new database and use database name over here. Press OK. Inside this database, we will create table. So we will use this database. So here you can see this database. Company 101 is also created. Now, how many tables we need to create? Department and employee table we need to create in the database. So this way you can give command. So first table I need to create, that is department, because we consider department as the main table. Without department, employee cannot be. you can use some command over here, or you can directly create table from SSM. If you are new, you can create table name, department, what field you need. Suppose I want department ID, department ID. So I will give as def ID, correct? Department ID. And in the default, I can say default. I want to auto generate, right? So I can identity, identity one command. That means it will start seeding from 1 and it will increment by next department name, department name, right? And where cap, and where cap, suppose I want 255. Other, I can take created date, date time, and I can use default value, get that, right? So whenever you create a new department, this will be auto again. So, and if you want to make it primary key, you can do like primary key or something, right? You can do primary. So here I am creating the table. Execute the command. Let us see. The table is created. You can refresh it. You can see this table is created. Video database object. This table is created, right? And in the key section, you can see primary key constraint is also. And you know the feature of primary key. Primary key cannot be duplicated and it cannot be, right? Suppose I want to check insert into, right, department. Then we will give the column name. So column name, I will give department name. This is auto generated. Date time is also getting the default value. So we don't need to do values, right? Values and whatever department I want to give HR, similarly you can give another department name, IT, sales, whatever department name. Suppose so 3 rows of factor. That means 3 departments have been created. Check if department is created or not. Select from. So this is created. Now I will use a .NET application, insert record from console, right? So we have Visual Studio installed. are taking new project. And here I am focusing on .NET framework only. That's why I am taking this template, console application .NET framework, C sharp. And I can give it some console at ADO test. ADO test. This is the location where my application will be saved. Either you can select directly from here. What is the location of the application? This will be there. And the highest framework, that is 4.8. The solution name is this. So I am creating this one. Rajat, do you have any question? If there is any question, let me know. So now this one is finished. First of all, I need to insert record into department table using ADO.NET. Here I am going to create connection. How many steps we will require? Steps to connect with SQL from C# using ADO.NET. Active database object. First we will create connection string. Number one, connection string. So first we will create a connection string and test this connection string is correct or not. So here I will be creating connection string. So let me take a variable over here. Static public static connection, right? Connection string. And we will use the connection string. First will be data source. Data source. Data source. And this is the server name. So what is the server name? This one. In real time application you will have IP address 192 point something. Any IP address. So I will give this one. Data source. So this is having slash. So we can do one thing, either we can escape this, either we can put @ in the start. So this will escape. Data source. Next is database. Database. So what is the database name? Company 101. Database name is company 101. Okay. So here I am using ID and password to connect with SQL server. I will use user ID equal to this and password equal to whatever password is. So I will give user ID equal to SA, right? Password. So this is local system, so there is no problem. Otherwise, you should never disclose ID, password, server ID, server credential. You should not disclose. Yes, you can create that also. But this is the very beginning. That's why we will be using this process. So data source, first part, database, user ID, and password. Your connection string is created, right? And we can use, correct? This is created. So again, we will check if this connection string is working or not. So here I am going to create a function, private static insert correct. Here we will get a static and we can call this method inside of the. Now we will start writing the code to make the connection. So for SQL connection we need two namespaces using system dot data dot SQL client. First, this one is required, and second using system dot data. It will be used. So here I will use SQL connection constructor. SQL connection. Suppose you want to connect with Oracle, you will use Aura connection. So these are the methods provided in official website of Microsoft. We have constructor that is SQL connection. See, SQL connection we will create object equal to new SQL connection. And see very carefully what parameters, what are the type of constructor for this. One is this second overloaded constructor. It is asking for connection string. Next is connection string and SQL credential. So we will use this one. So already we have created a variable connection that we will pass. Either you will have to write this entire connection string inside this in double quote. So first thing is done. Now we will check what query needed. We will write SQL command. SQL command create object cmd equal to new SQL command. See how many overloaded constructor. First one SQL command text. It is asking command text, that means it is asking for query or procedure, whatever you want to pass. Next, command text and connection. So we will use this one. Command text and connection. So first we will give command text and connection. This connection is in the form. And what is the command text? That is the insert query. That is the insert query. What insert query we are required? So we have already tested our query in SQL. We can go and in the values section insert into department this, and whatever parameter we need to pass, that is this. Correct? Again I will tell cmd dot command type. Command type means what kind of command we are passing. Either we are passing plain query or we are passing procedure. So here we are passing plain query, so we will write SQL command type equal to command type dot text, because this is the plain query. If we are using procedure, then we will write command type dot stored procedure. We will see in another example. Now we will have to pass the parameter for this one. What value we are passing from our interface, from command line. So we will write cmd dot parameters dot add with value. This is one of the overloaded method, and it is expecting parameter name and object value. So what is the parameter name? Add the rate department name. Add the rate department name, and we will pass some department name here. Suppose I am passing marketing, hard coded value. I am not taking any input from marketing. So this is done. Now we will open the connection con dot open. That means we are opening the connection, and then we execute the query. So we will execute the query cmd dot execute non-query. This is saying executes a transact SQL against the connection and returns the rows affected. That means for insert, update and delete, you will use execute non-query. This method will be required. And this non-query method returns what? See, put your cursor. It is returning integer value. That means you can hold the result in some variable. Right? You can hold the result in some variable because it is returning integer. Earlier you have seen, you have inserted 3 records. Here you see 3 rows affected. That means 3, that is greater than 0. So if any query is inserted, it will return value greater than 0. So here we will check if result, and after this execution we will close the connection immediately on dot close. That is the best practice. And here we will check if result, right, greater than 0, then we can put some message, one row affected, or you can say one record is inserted, one record inserted, any message. So this one we have created. Now we will start the debugging. Now recap all the steps what we have done till now. First of all, we have created a table. Then we insert 3 departments as a sample. That means it is having 3 records as of now. Now we are going one hard coded department name from our code. So hard coded record we are passing. So for here what we have done, to connect with database C# and SQL, we are using SQL Server 2019 and language is C# over .NET framework. That's why we will have to use these namespaces: system.data.sql client, system.data. So at class level we have created a variable connection string, and in this connection string we have given data source, that is the server name. It can be IP address of your server, database name, whatever user ID and whatever the password is. But in the real life scenario, you never need to disclose this credential part. So here I am putting the breakpoint over here and going to debug how it is going to happen. If there is any error, it will show us. Right? So now the breakpoint is active. Let us step over F10, F11, again F10. So now you can see the connection object, SQL connection con equal to new SQL connection. We have given the variable connection string what we have created here. So in the con object, number of information you can see. It is showing data source, this one, connection timeout, data source, all that. This is connection state is still closed. What is the server name? That is workstation ID. In this way you can debug, you can see what things are coming. Now F10 scan.open. Now if we see the connection state is open, that means it has successfully established the connection. So you can use this property con.state to check the connection state before the execution if it is required. But as of now I am telling you. So again, if you see, and current value of result is 0 by default, and once the query is affected, the result is 1. And there you go, this message, 1 record inserted, correct? Now if you want to check in the database, as of now there are 3 rows, over here, you can see. And if I make the select query, you see the department, correct? But now we will make some change in our code. What change we are required? Because the department name every time will be marketing, so we want to take input from the users and ask user to enter the new department. So here we are taking input from the user. Console.writeLine, enter the department name, and we will take a string variable string variable, whatever string variable we are required, like this, and console dot read line. So this is the best practice to take all this input in the start. That's the best practice. And here, instead of this marketing, what we will do, we will pass this variable department. So every time it will ask. Now let us run the code and see. Enter department name. Suppose I am giving some department name as production, and it is saying one record. You can verify in the database this, correct? So this is the basic code. This is the basic code to insert the record. To insert the record using the plain query. Let us recap once again. We have created a connection string. In the connection string, we have data source, that is server name, database, user ID and password. This variable is created. Now we are taking input of the department name, and these are the few lines that will be required every time for the different operation like insert, update and delete. So SQL connection, and it is having different overloaded constructors. So we are passing connection string SQL command. So basically it is having also overloaded constructors. So we are first what we are passing command text. First part is command text. Command text means whatever query we have, that is, and for the department name we are giving @ department name. This can be any name, X, Y, Z, doesn't matter, but it is recommended to use the meaningful variable so that you will not misunderstand. So that is department name and connection. Again we are telling this command that command type is text, that is plain query. Plain query, that means we are not using the stored procedure. So, and we are passing the parameter for this one, cmd dot parameter dot add with value. So this one we are passing. And earlier what people used to do, people used to use concatenation, but that was having some problem related to SQL injection. That is another topic, but in the SQL injection it was very dangerous to concatenate the value and pass something in the query. But this restricts, this is safe. This is the insert. Now we want to select all the departments that we have in the table. For this we will create another method, select method. So we are going to create another method, private static get departments. Either you can do any, you get all departments. Right? So here you will also use the same code. What you are going to do, you are going to select the records from department table. So already we have created a connection string. So we will use SQL connection con equal to new SQL. And what we need to pass, right? We are passing connection string. So this connection string we are passing inside this constructor. Now we will use cmd.sql command. SQL command create object cmd equals new SQL command. Same way we will use this constructor. Command text and connection. So command text will be our query and connection will be whatever connection we have established in SQL connection, that is con object, right? So here we are giving our plain query, but it is the best practice to test all that these query in the SQL before using in the code. So we are giving the select query over here, and again it is asking for connection, so our connection object is in con. Now you need to open the connection. Con.open, connection is open. So now it is very important to understand what kind of result it will return. So in the SQL you can see what kind of result it is giving. It is giving record in tabular form. So this is called table, right? And this one is the row, this one is the row. So first we will select all the record and store it in some container. So for this purpose we are using SQL data reader. SQL data reader. SQL data reader is used to store the result that is coming in the form of table after the select query. So we are creating object for SQL data reader here, SQL data reader, and we are making object dr equal to. Now we will execute the query cmd dot execute reader, cmd dot execute reader. So this will return the record in table. Now we need to show the record on console. We need to show the record on console. So before that we will check data reader has any record or not. If data reader has row, that means some record is found. So we will use one condition. If dr dot has rows, it will give boolean value. Has rows means there should be at least one row. There should be at least one row. If no row is found in the result, then we don't need to execute the further code. We need to give appropriate message. So if dr dot has rows, then we will do here some, otherwise we will do something, right? If dr dot has rows, then we will check. We want to display record one by one. We want to display record one by one. So this is 0 row, this is first row, second, third, fourth, and this is column 0. The index is 0, 1 and 2. Either you can directly give the column name, whatever in the database. So now I am going to take this. If dr dot has rows, then we will check how long we need to go through one by one row. So we will write while dr dot read. That means while it is getting rows. till then it should loop through this one by one. Correct? So we will write while dr.read, till then do some operation. So it will read one by one. It will read one by one row from the data reader. So now I need to display inside the record. So I want to display like dep ID, some meaningful dep ID, and we are concatenating with this and dr, and it will say give me the index, either give the column name string. So the index of dep ID is 0, 1 and 2. So if we need 0 dot to string, we need to convert into string because we are concatenating with this into string. Same way we can give department name and similarly what is the created date. So created date, if it is required, you can use this, either you can skip. So for now I am showing this one and giving this one as 1. Now this code is ready, but once this is done, we always need to close the connection in all situations. Suppose I am not writing code for the else part, but it is recommended to close the connection once this is done. Con dot close. So now the connection will be closed, and here I am calling this method before insert. Now we can comment this one for some time and let us run the code. Get all departments. So this is giving you in this way. You can make it some meaningful presentation if you need as per your requirement. So that right line. Correct?
Yes.
This is the first record, second record, third, fourth. Now, if I give the column name as well, this should work. This should work. Suppose earlier I had these, but if I comment these and I give the column name. So first column is, what column name is dep ID. So here you can give dep ID. The spelling should be same as it is in the database, otherwise it will be that column is not found, right? It is important. And this column, right? So you find this. So it is giving something. Oh, column, right? Now if you run, see the record. If you want to debug, you can put the breakpoint over here. You can debug and see how it is executing. Breakpoint is here it has established the connection, all the details you can see. It is sending the SQL command, whatever information you need you can see. Right, this one iterate one by one. First you can see this one is showing visible count 3, right? You see this one is showing, correct? So iterating again and again, it will give the record. F10, you can see again it is iterating for the second record. You can see, right? Parallelly you can see how it is executing, right? Again F10, you can see record occurring. Now this one, this one. In this way you can debug the code and you can see how it is being executed. This is our simple select operation. Now sometimes you need to select the record based on some ID. So suppose you want to select the department where department ID is 4 or 5. So what query you will create? You will write where department ID, right? So def ID we have, and whatever department ID you are giving, it will fetch the record for that. Either you can specify any column, whatever column you need. If you need only dep ID, you can write dep ID. If you need dep ID, comma, department, then you can get this. Suppose it is having hundreds of columns, but you need some specific column, you can give like this, dep ID. So we are interested in these two, then you can execute in this way as well. So this will be following the condition. Now I need to select all the departments, all the columns based on this ID. So whatever ID, this ID can be anything. User should enter the department ID, whatever department ID record is given. So slightly we will make one line of change in this code and you will see is it done. So we can give get department by ID, right? By ID. And we need to make some change in the query. We will give something this. We will put where department ID equal to some parameter. So we can give parameter name like this, correct? Now we can tell that what kind of parameter it is. md dot command text command type. What kind of command we are supplying? Command type equal to command type dot text. And now we can supply the parameter. So we can use md dot parameters dot add with value. So we have first parameter, that is this one, department ID, and here we will be passing department ID. So before that take input from the user, enter the department ID, and you can take department ID as this integer because your department ID is integer, and now you can use path and console read line, right? Read line. This way you can take input from department ID. And here you can pass this, correct? Now
So what is add with value?
hmm,
So can you explain add with value?
add with value means in this query we are giving where clause, and for this where clause we are matching with the department ID. So department ID will be given as an input by the user. So in this command we are passing one dynamic parameter. We are passing one parameter, so we are telling the command, that is SQL command, to accept the parameter. What parameter will be accepted? So it is having one method add with value. That means it is saying give the parameter name and its value. That is. Now you have opened the connection and we are reading the data using SQL data reader. Similarly, you can use this while dr.read. So it will have only one row. We know only one record. But if there are some duplicate records are there, it is also possible. So now you can run this. So we call inside the main, we can run, right? So it is giving all the departments that are already existing, but it is asking to give the department ID. Suppose I give department ID as 4, so it is giving result on that basis. But one thing need to remember, what it is asking to give the department ID. If I give something, what will happen? It is having nothing. So it should give some appropriate information, no record found or something. So you can put in the else clause. So it is recommended. Else you can give no record. No such record. So if we are giving some ID, like we don't have any, a connection is closed after that. This is all about selecting a card by any parameter. You can have different conditions where department ID equal to this, department name like equal to this. You can put your value. Now we need to delete the record. So here let us check how many records we have. Now we are required to delete the record where department ID equal to 4, or you will have department name equal to something. Any condition can be there. On the basis of that condition, you are required to delete the record. So we are assuming we are required to delete the record where department ID is 4, 3 or any department ID user can input, right? So what will be the query? Delete from department. Always remember one thing. If you accidentally delete this statement, what will happen? It will delete all the existing records. So make sure while writing the delete or update query, accidentally nothing should be done which is not expected. Always remember. Most of the people happen with this. The best practice is that either you can write in commented way. This is the best practice. Otherwise, you should take care of it. Delete from department. It will delete all the records. But we are required where department ID equal to something. Whatever department ID is this, it will delete. So let us see. We test our query. It is having 5 rows. Here you can see. And you see department ID 2 IT is here. Now we are deleting this one. It is showing 1 row affected. Now if you again run the select query, this is gone. So now we are required to delete the record. Simply like we have get record by ID, then we can delete record by ID. So here we can delete department by ID. Delete department by ID. It is asking enter the department ID. Only thing you need to change this query. So we are changing this query. Delete from department where department ID equal to. So we are just changing the query. Delete from department where department ID equal to add the department ID. That means whatever user is giving as an input, that department ID should be taken, and for that department ID, record for that department ID should be deleted. Now, instead of doing all this, because we are not selecting anything, we are just deleting the record. For that, I have already told you, for insert, update and delete operation, we will use execute non-query. For insert, update and delete, we will use execute non-query method, and this will return some integer, right? cmd.execute non-query. This is for insert, update, and you will always use this, correct? So this is, and now we will check the value of result. If result is greater than 0, that means 1 row has been deleted. We can give some appropriate message, right? 1 record is deleted. 1 record is deleted. So this is the same thing. Now you see these lines are same, so you don't need to remember too much code. There are few lines that are repeating itself. Just you need to remember what method we need for the insert, update and delete, and what is for the select code. call this method inside your main. Here we are calling this, and rest of I'm commenting this one. Just get all department and this I'm calling, and nothing has changed. We have just entered the department ID, given SQL connection, created a query, connection name, parameter we have passed, executed the query, and checking the return value for this method. So if we run and it will ask enter the department ID, for which department ID it is asking to delete the record, we can give some meaningful delete the record. Then it will be meaningful. Here, enter the department ID to delete the records. You see 1, 3, 4 and 5, whatever department you want to delete. Suppose I am giving 5, it has deleted the record. But immediately, if you are required to show all the results that is remaining, you can call the method get all department after the deletion, so that you will be confirmed that this is. So it depends on your need. Again, it is asking enter the department ID. Suppose I am giving 1. Now only 2 are remaining. Correct. Next scenario can be like we are giving some ID which is not present in our record. Like we have nothing as of now because I have deleted everything. Now I am inserting the record from backend SQL. Now if I see what records are there. Suppose we have department ID 6, 7 and 8. You see after every deletion that department ID 1, 2, 3 that will not come anymore because it is auto generated behavior. So in the auto generated behavior that will not be repeated, and it is primary key, so that should be unique and should not be null. So now if you run the code, you will see this. Now I am giving some department ID like 50. So it should give at least meaningful message. No record deleted or something else. Right? Either we can give other meaningful information, no ID just like this. So you can write some meaningful information. No record deleted. So now I am giving like 10. No record deleted. It is giving some meaningful information. So here you have seen to perform insert, update, insert, select and delete. Now we are going to make some query to update the record for the existing department. Suppose you are required to change the name of this department from HR to marketing. We are required to change the name of this department, HR to marketing. So we will write update query. So in SQL you can check like this update, and you can give the table name, right? Table name, department, set, in which column you are required to change the value. Update this table, set, which column you want to set. I want to set the department name, set department name equal to this, and if I give marketing and immediately run the query, what will be the result? What will be the result? We are not putting any condition. We are just giving update department tables set department equal to this. That means we are saying all the departments should be marketing. If we accidentally run this query, you see all the department will become marketing. See here. Because we have not given any condition. So I have told you already, while performing update and delete operation, you should be very careful. Correct? Now, if I want to make this department as a IT, how I will do this? If I write query like this, where department name equal to something, then there will be no change. Everywhere the department is department, it will affect 3. So again, so that is quite meaningless. So we are required to give some department ID. I want to make the department name as IT, where department ID is something. So whatever department ID you want. Like I want to update for 6. So it will. Now what is the meaning of this? Update department table, set column name as IT, where department ID equal to 6. That means here the department ID is 6. So it will change from marketing to IT. It will change. So now if I run this query, you see the result. Now it has become IT. Now I need to make it HR. So what is the department ID? 7. So if I give department ID as 7, I can give department name as HR, and if I run the query, you see the result. Right? Now I have only one unique department name as marketing. So instead of if it is only one, either you can give department ID equal to 8 or give some department name like sales. Right? So now we have two options. We can give sales where department ID equal to 8. That means where department ID is 8, please change the department name from marketing to sales. So it will change. Otherwise, we can write this same query in other way. Now the situation is some helpful. You can say department name equal to marketing, because as of now the department name marketing is only one time. But if it is at 2 places, 3 places or 100 places and you are running this query, what will happen? Update department, set department name as sales, where department name equal to marketing. So in all the records where department name is marketing, it will change to sales. So you should be very careful in that. So any of the query I can run. I run the query because this is for this table, this is for this case. So I am running this one, then it's okay. So you see we have IT, HR and sales. Now same thing I want to perform on our code. So I want to enter the department ID and enter the department name, right? how many input will be required? One is department ID and department name. Suppose I am interested in this one. Then, so I will tell this is the department ID and please change the new department name what I am doing. So I will write the update code. Instead of delete query, I will write the update query. Now I will change the function name update by department ID. Update department by ID. So I am entering the department name to update the record. So one thing is done. In the same way, I can enter the department name, new department name, enter the new department name, right, to be updated or the given name, right. So I will take variable department name. So I am taking this variable department name and string department name, and you don't need to parse it in integer or something. So you have two input. One is department ID. This now we are going to replace this entire query. This entire query I am going to replace, right? Just so update department set department name equal to. So I will give dynamic name because it will be dynamic. So department name equal to @department name where department ID equal to @department. Correct. And the best practice after the where whatever dynamic value that should be supplied at first and the rest after that. So we are giving after it because after where these parameters should be supplied first and before where these parameters should be supplied after that. So here I am giving the department name as department name. Now our query is ready. Update department command text, and I have already told you R insert update and one record is updated, and you can call the method, you can see, correct. Now if I call this method after this, let us review the query again. Update department set department name equal to the department name or department ID equal to this. We are passing department ID and department, and then executing the query. No record updated, and you can. Now if I run the query, it is asking enter the department ID to update the record. Suppose I want to update department name or this IT, some other department name. So I am giving the department ID. Now it is asking to give the new department name. So I am giving some other department name like production. So you can see for this department ID 6, the department name has been and you can also verify in the query over here. It is also production, either you can perform the select. Now it is fine. And if I run and if I give some other department ID which is not existing, like something, and it should not happen, actually it should check before that, because that kind of ID is not existing. First we should check whether this ID exists or not. So we can create the same. Now last one method, because I am telling all about this. This is about the disconnected model. Whatever I am telling this case study, it is for the disconnected model. Disconnected model. So I will tell you connected model as well to perform the same operation. It is based on disconnected model in ADO.NET. Right. Now we have one more requirement. Suppose I run the select query. Suppose I run the select query and I want to find the total count of the department. That means I want to check how many departments are there and we need to display. So for the count we can use select count asterisk. One thing we can do like this. Either we can give some column name which is unique. So we can use some unique column name here. Department ID is our primary key. So it is giving this. So this count I want to display in our record, that the total count, because this is called a scalar function. Scalar function that is returning single value. Scalar function. Right. So we can use this in our code. So here I am going to create another method to get the count of the departments. Get department count. Get department count. Suppose it is our need and we are required. So we can put our query like this.